Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, we're going to be reading until I rate a book 5 stars. I have been in such a big slump lately. I read 4 books last month. It is November 6th when I am starting this video. So I figured let's do a little reading vlog, kind of no spoilers, nothing like that. Of just me reading, trying to get through my slump and figuring it out and hoping I can find something that I can rate 5 stars. I have been reading Saving Six by Chloe Walsh since October. I think it said 17th on Goodreads. I'm 10% through it. And I loved Binding and Keeping 13. Everybody loves Saving Six. I somehow, some way cannot get through it. I think it's me. I think I just don't have the mental capacity, so we are soft DNFing, putting on pause for the moment, and I'm picking up a different book. Although I will probably be reading Saving Six while in this vlog. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a reading vlog. Again, no spoilers. Let's just read, see what I get through. We're gonna work through this month's TBR. However, I'm already not sticking to my TBR because I bought new books today when I was hanging out with Jess and Cam. And I'm gonna pick that one up because this book is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Little White Lies, which is the first in the debutante. I think there's only 2 of them. Again, could be wrong. I need to do my research before I press record on this camera. However, I don't. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I love the Inheritance games. I love the Natural series. Amazing. Such quick reads. I'm hoping that this can help me out of my slump so that I can start really reading. So, putting Saving Six on hold, picking up Little White Lies. We're gonna read for a little bit, try and really get back into it and get out of my funk. So, we're gonna sit with my jelly cats over here. Look, this is what else. Like, are you kidding? Look at the little feet. Right, we got that one. And then we got a lion. This was the purchases today. And you see my hockey puck up there? I love it. This is an issue. So we're gonna sit here, we're gonna read. I think it's gonna take 4 or 5 books to get to a 5 star. Think that I ever even said what this book was about. I just said that it was Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book is about 18-year-old auto mechanic Sawyer Taft, who was shocked when her estranged grandmother came up to her apartment and offered her a 6-figure contract to participate in the debutante season. Now, she doesn't really know her. She doesn't know her family, her mother's side at all, and she has no idea who her father is, so the only reason that she agrees to this is so that she can figure out who her father was. So I'm about, what chapter am I even on? I think I'm on chapter like 15. Yeah, chapter 15. So far, I am really liking it. There's a lot of characters, so I'm trying to keep track of everybody all at once, but I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes books. They go by really fast, so I'm liking it so far. There's just a lot happening immediately and a lot of people to keep track of. Quick check-in before I finish the book, because I'll probably finish the book off camera, but I'm on chapter 60, page 336 of 390. We did end up finding out who her father is. I feel like I'm not surprised at who her dad is, because like a lot of things pointed towards those people. However, I thought that was like going to be like the main point of the book. We now know, obviously, reading with the kind of flashbacks to what they're currently doing, that there is like kind of like a subplot thing that's going on. But I thought that her finding out who her father was going to be a much bigger thing. I mean, it kind of is at the same time because it's involving the family, but I don't know. I thought that it was going to be more of a like, oh, that's who it is. It kind of wasn't. It was more of a like, that's who your father is. I really like the subplot, everything they're trying to figure out and what's going on within these families. So I thought that that was really interesting. I can tell you right now it's not going to be a 5-star read, but it's a really good book. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm going to pick up the next one soon too. Maybe not in this video, maybe, I don't even know. But I do think it's really interesting. So far it's great. I do recommend it. I'm going to probably finish it today. So I just finished Little White Lies. Remember how I'm pretty sure the last time that I checked in here, I said that we figured out who her father was, and I thought that it was very anticlimactic and it just made no sense because it was such like a point in the book that it made no sense that it was just like, oh yeah, and this is your dad. Well, that's because that isn't her dad, and that came out in like the last like 30 pages, and that was insane. Again, the subplot was great. We figured all that out. Again, don't really know how to say that without spoiling it, but the fact that now we know who her dad is, I have to say that I called that from the very beginning, but I was like, no, it can't be that obvious. It can't be that person. It was that person. So I said that I was going to end up picking up the next book soon. I think that I'm going to pick up the next book next and continue on with this journey to find a 5-star reading vlog. This one ended up being a 4. I thought that it was great. There was just a lot of characters at first. It wasn't exactly a 5-star read for me, but it was great. Absolutely love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So on to the next one, which is, this is Little White Lies. This one is Deadly Little Scandals. So we're going to figure out everything of all their moms, and that's going to continue on in the next book. Honestly, let me just read the back to you. It says, reluctant debutante Sawyer Taft joined Southern high society for one reason and one reason alone: to identify and locate her biological father. But the answers Sawyer found during her debutante year only left her with more questions and one potentially life-ruining secret. When her cousin Lily ropes her into pledging a mysterious elite and all-female secret society called the White Gloves, Sawyer soon discovers that someone in the group's ranks may have answers she's searching for. Things are looking up until Sawyer and the White Gloves make a disturbing discovery near the family's summer home and uncover a twisted secret decades in the making. Jennifer Lynn Barnes is amazing. Probably one of my favorite authors. Chapters into this, like basically probably almost like at that halfway mark. I'm loving it so far. I really needed a good book to get me out of my slump because I've been reading Saving Six for nearly a month. I'm about 15% through it, and I just needed something to really get me out of that. Once I am done with this book, I am going to really focus on that. However, we're talking about this book. This book follows the continuation of Sawyer and the rest of the debutantes. This is after, obviously, the first book. It is taking place over the summer. It has somewhat of the same setup, like the alternating timeline. The very end of the book, which in this case is Labor Day, and then the timeline where it's like 14 weeks earlier, and it's right now around 4th of July. So like I said, halfway through, I am really loving it. I kind of immediately know when something is going to be a 5-star read. I know right now that this is not going to be, but it's really good, so I'm going to obviously continue reading it. Maybe the next one will be. I'm like looking over there at my stack of books that I'm going to be reading for this video. Don't know, but I guess we'll see. So let's read a little bit more. Also, side note, I love Lily. I love her in this book. Also, I'm not really that big of a fan of female main characters, but Sawyer, like, is amazing. One of my favorite female main characters, probably ever. with Deadly Little Scandals. Let's chat about it. I gotta say, I loved the first one a lot more. I think that if I have to give a rating right this second, I would rate this like 3.5 stars. This one was just a little too out there for me in terms of all the plot twists that happen at the end, because there's just so much going on. And same with the first book. I feel like there was just like storyline after storyline and this ending and this is happening here and you're following these people doing this and these people doing that. Like, there's just a lot packed into this little book here. By no means was this one bad. I think I just really liked the first one a lot more. I'd probably rate this one at 3.5. Still love all the main characters. I like the ending, how a little thing's wrapped up for Sawyer. I am shocked at who the child is of Anna's, because that's what this whole thing is about. I need to get further into Saving Six. Have to do it. And then I also have to read the book club read this month. There's a lot going on. And I haven't even touched the book club read yet. We have to get on that. Maybe I should pick that up next? We'll see. Same spot, different day. Are we surprised that I'm sitting in my bed reading? No, not at all. Anyway, I have absolutely been eating up Saving Six. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in this video. I have been reading Saving Six since mid-October. It was my priority to finish that first in the month of November. However, I did not. I could not get past 10% of it. I don't know why. I loved Binding 13. I loved Keeping 13. I was super excited for Saving Six. I thought that it would be a super quick read just like Binding and Keeping 13 were. However, it just has not been for me. I decided to put that down. I read Little White Lies and Dirty Little Scandals, both of those that you obviously saw earlier on in the video. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to just try and get through this rough patch. I think it put me into a slump, and that's what was happening there. So I said, let me get through this rough patch. Let me just keep reading, right? So I got past that 10%, that like weird mark or whatever was holding me back from reading it. I am about 70% of the way through the book now, and since it is mid-November, I really need to read our book club read. So I'm going to put that book down for a little bit. I really feel like I'm going to end up picking it up tomorrow and reading it, but for right now, we are going to be picking up Good Husbands by Kate Ray, which is our November book club read. So if you watch those, this is what we're reading in November. You'll hear about this sometime in December or so. And this is about 3 wives, 1 letter, an explosive secret that will change everything. So you have Jessica, Stephanie, and Priyanka, who are complete strangers, but they all have one thing in common. They've each received a letter accusing their husbands of committing a crime more than 2 decades prior. Is the accusation true, or is there more to the story? It's a secret that has remained buried for years. And then more and more. I think Cameron picked this one. Could be wrong. I think that I'm gonna like this, but also, like, do you see how, like, this book got messed up in the mail? Are you even seeing what I'm seeing? It looks a lot worse in person, I promise. There's, like, that over here. It got beat up. But that's besides the point. It's still gonna be a good book, so I'm excited, so let's read. About 65 pages into Good Husbands. I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. It's still early, so we're getting into, like, actually into the story. Don't have much feedback except for the fact that you can really tell the difference between all 3 women. Like, I always get worried with multiple point of views from the same gender that they're going to be the same person. And you can really tell the difference between them. So far I'm liking it, not loving it, but it's still early, so we'll see. I promise this reading vlog has been going on for like probably 3 weeks. We're on like the 3rd/4th book because you aren't really seeing me reading Saving 6. I haven't had a chance to vlog while you read it. But I really only read in my bed. So yeah, it's the same place every single time. But you know what? We're just dealing with it. Anyway, we are reading Good Husbands right now. I am about halfway through. Like basically exactly halfway through. The story is really interesting. I don't know where it's going to go, though. I don't know how to say that without completely spoiling it. I feel like I thought things would be revealed later. I don't know how these women are going to either prove or hide what their husbands did, aka, as of right now, the one who is thinking it didn't happen, or doesn't want to believe it, or whatever, and the other two who do. I don't know where it could go from here, if that makes sense. So we're reading. Let's just keep going. I want to finish this one, and then I want to finish Saving 6, because I feel like Saving 6 is gonna be my 5-star. But we'll see. Let's keep reading. I have 60 pages of this left. I am trying so hard to finish this before I leave. This book, I'm like at the ending of it so far. Like we're ramping up to the end, and these main characters, these women, the one man who's like completely almost unstable. What? What I have to say, I wish that I was recording when I read page 353. If you know, you know. Confused, but not confused. Stressed out, upset, angry, confused at the end. I can't wait to talk about this with Jess and Cam because this is our book club read for the month of November. I need to have a conversation with them immediately because, like, what? Anyway, this was not a 5-star read. I think I would rate this 3.5, 4. Because it was very interesting, but I just am so confused at the ending. And what I wanted didn't happen. Things that I didn't want to happen happened. That I didn't even know I didn't want to happen had happened. Yeah. So, this was not a 5-star read for me, but it was very good. I'm excited to read it with, or not even read it, I'm excited to talk about it with my book club. If you're interested in that, that'll be out sometime in December. I think Saving 6 is going to be my 5-star read, which is crazy because you haven't even seen me read that. But I've been reading that for over a month. Should I pick it up? Should we read a little bit now? Let's read a little bit now. Okay, so I don't think I've really talked about where I am in Saving 6. I've been reading it, I think I started it on like October 17th or something like that, so a pretty decent time ago because it's almost the end of November. At first it was taking me a really long time to get through, and then I finally picked it back up. I took a little break, picked it back up again after I read Little White Lies and Dirty Scandals, something like that, whatever, the debutantes that I was reading earlier on. So I am on, there's not really chapters, Saving Six is kind of split into years, like first year, second year, third year, fifth year. I believe I'm on fifth year. I'm almost done with fifth year, so again, no chapters. This one's called Summer Lovin' I Got Me a Tat, July 11, 2004. I'm 73% of the way through. I am loving it. I don't know how to say the girls' names. A-O-I-F-E. A-O-I-F-E. Don't know how to say it. Not pronouncing it. In my head, it's like, blah, blah, blah. That's her name. I love them. I love Joey. I love them together. I love them, like, interacting with each other, especially in the earlier on years. I thought it was so interesting, and reading Binding and Keeping 13 and seeing them together and now being able to read their story is very, very interesting for me. I can already tell that I'm gonna want to pick up Redeeming Six immediately because I kind of see how we're going, but I have 73%. I'm 73% the way through. It says that I have 2 hours and 13 minutes left in the book, but who knows. So page 350 according to my Kindle. So let's read for a little bit longer. I am going out tonight, so I won't be able to read for too long. I have to get ready soon, but let's see if we can get a few more, like, chapters done. Listening to them interact, like, by this time they're like together. Obviously we know they end up together. This isn't a secret, so I don't feel like it's a spoiler, but by like fifth year they're together, so they're very interesting together. They're cute. I like them a lot. What I also really love about this book, I like that they're short chapters because it's kind of just a whole bunch of scenes of them. The majority of them aren't like too long. I don't know how to exactly say it. Like, it's obviously telling a story, but it's shorter, and I feel like it's quicker that way. I don't know what was happening with me in the beginning and why I just could not get through it, but just a quick little update for you. The whole house is cleaning. Antoinette's sitting with me on the couch. Well, if you hear the vacuum in the background, that's what's happening. I got Duncan this morning. Do you like my little Java sock? Isn't it so cute? I love these things. Java sock, please send me like 1.5 billion of these because they're my favorite thing ever. Coffee of... She did. Coffee of the day. Well, actually, you just got out of bed. You didn't really just wake up. She was up when I got Duncan this morning. Coffee of the day is a toasted white chocolate iced coffee with, I got more sugar and cream this time. I did 4 and 4, and normally I do 3 and 3, so we got it a little bit sweeter.
I don't like coffee.
Yes, and almond croissants. The almond croissants from Dunkin' are like my favorite thing on earth, so I ended up buying 2 of them because when I went the other day and they were sold out, I was very upset, so I got 2. We're reading Saving Six still. Well, actually, I'm reading Saving Six still. She's done now.
I don't read.
I'm reading Saving Six still. I'm about 75 or 76% of the way through. 76. I want to try and get this done either today or tomorrow because I'm feeling like this is going to be a 5-star read and this will be the end of this video. So let's read together. Kindle is telling me I have 1 hour left in this book. I am on the section, I think it's 6th year. I don't know, it's getting really bad. It's right about where it's supposed to pick up for book 1. So we're December 23rd, 2004. Shannon is just getting transferred over to Tom in college. So we have about an hour left in the book. I'm 88% of the way through. finished Saving Six. I didn't get my reaction to the end on camera. It seems like where Saving Six ends is where Binding 13 book 1 begins. It's right when Shannon is going to Tom in college, so she mom took her out of school and everything and is transferring her to a different school. The ending really got me because I'm glad that they got that, although that there is a second book. I'm glad the ending happened the way it did. Like, it felt like some sort of closure, if that makes any sense at all. Although it took me forever and a half to read this book, I absolutely loved it, and that is gonna end this video because that was a 5-star read through and through. No ifs, ands, buts about literally nothing. Nothing could have beaten that book at this time anyway, anything that I have been reading. I'm loving this series. I read Binding Keeping 13 a few months ago and then finally picked up Saving Six sometime mid-October. So like, it was like a month and a half, nearly a month and a half that I was reading this book. But again, although it took me so long, I absolutely loved it. The way that Chloe Walsh writes these people, amazing, incredible. I love it. Yeah, that brings this video to an end. Thank you for coming on my journey to find a 5-star reads because I was in a bit of a slump. I just broke my pop socket. That's amazing. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.